What? Huh? Hold on. Sorry, I couldn't hear you over all the compliments I've been getting about my movement watch. You've heard us talking about movement watches for years, literally, because they're great, they're affordable, and they're stylish, and they make even Kevin look good. But you know what else they do? They make holiday shopping easy. These watches make the perfect purchase for you or anyone else in your life, your girl, your guy, it doesn't matter. And remember, they start at only 95 bucks. Get yourself a movement watch, and then you can monitor all the time you're saving by not going to the mall and getting some lame gift for your dad. Movement watches start at just $95. At a department store, you're looking at 400 to 500 bucks. Movement figured out that by selling online, they were able to cut out the middleman and the retail markup, providing the best possible price. Get 15% off today. It was funny, right? When I did the Yell thing. Get 15% off today with free shipping and free returns by going to movement.com/Greggy. Buy them now and skip the holiday hassle. That's MVM. I just yelled. There's no one complimenting me in the room. You know, go to mvmt.com/Greggy. Join the movement.
That's really funny.
Well, see, that what it fascinates me and is a good transition into Bartender at Large.
Yeah.
But what you get and what you talk about is when you talk about the bars you own, the bars you've run, all these different things, you don't talk about the booze, you don't talk about the drinks. I mean, you do, but what you talk about is hospitality.
Yeah.
And I feel that's the common thread that'll link up when it's legal to smoke weed or start your own thing.
And I'm telling you, man, it's like everyone is like, you know, sweating all over Twitter, like the economists and the press were tripping about retail, how retail is doing so poorly.
Yeah.
You know,
no, it's dying.
Retail.
Brick and mortar.
Yeah. But like some of the places are doing real well still. The place, it's like, but customer service is so shit today.
Yeah.
That like, it's like people are just going like, well, I went into like, actually, I'll tell you about a really bad experience I have. Can I name brands here?
100%. Sure.
I walked into Best Buy. I bought a really nice Sony camera. And I went online and was like, okay, cool. I'm going to come pick this up. And like, oh, cool. It'll be ready for you in an hour. But I guess somewhere in there, it's like, we'll email you. Right. So I wait 4 hours. I go in there. And the girl doesn't even address me. I'm just standing there. She's just like doing something else.
Yep.
You know, just fooling. Like, wait, instead of being like, sir, I'll be with you in 1 second when I'm done with this. So, you know, whatever. Running commentary. You remember that from working in restaurants. She just completely ignores me. Whatever. It's like 30 seconds later. Yeah, what do you need? I'm here to pick up the camera for blah, blah, blah. Erick Castro. She's like, it's not ready. Did they email you? You just come back when they email you. So I'm like, I'm going to get back in my car and drive away.
All right.
Okay. So I'm just like, all right. So I just walk to the camera department, which is 40 feet.
Right.
Oh, do you have a Sony A7R2? Oh, yeah, here it is. Oh, cool. Ring it up. Dude charged me, gives me the receipt. It's just like, but I mean, think about it. It's like, I would have rather ordered from Amazon.
Oh, 100%.
This is what I mean.
Pro tip, by the way, order from B&H Photo Video. You're from New York. If you're ordering in California, there's no tax, no sales tax. So if you buy anything that's really expensive, you save a shit. All of this, B&H. Not to give a shout out to them, but...
No, good call, man. B&H is like Disneyland for us.
Oh god, it's no, it's not Disney. It's fucking Willy Wonka's chocolate factory.
Well, that's what. Yeah. Awesome. When Kevin and Cool Greg went to New York for SummerSlam, Kevin made a point to go to B&H just to be like,
it's Kevin's
I'm here. Yeah,
I'm at the Mecca.
Have you been there before to B&H?
No.
Have you?
I've walked by it for New York Comic Con a bunch of times.
We've talked about it before, but it's if you are anywhere near New York, even if you're just visiting New York, you should go check this out.
Yeah, it's in Manhattan.
Because it's this big ass thing, and it's like all the electronics you could want, and it's not just like the Best Buy or Target electronics
Were you
section.
like Tom Hanks and Big?
Where,
ding, 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 ding.
It's kind of like
it really
it's
is.
kind of like that.
But it's like instead of it just being like, oh, a couple hard drives, it's like pro level shit. Like it goes all the way. It's not just limited quantities of things. So you can get any type. It's like when there's a branded TV, instead of it just being the LG, it's all 4 variations of the LG. So it's awesome. But the key thing is the entire
conveyor system.
Roof, the ceiling is this conveyor belt system where things are actually being shipped.
Yeah.
So people they'll
Because you buy it upstairs, but
up.
you pick it up in the bottom. So you buy something and they'll go pick it up downstairs. You go all the way down and you'll see it in this like rail system.
It's like hamster tubes and shit.
It's like the
robot arms are like packing
the
it
chubby
in.
German kid that gets stuck in the tube and Willy Wonka.
Oh my god! It's
Oh
the
no, my
coolest
belly's
thing.
full of chocolate.
No, but dude,
Is that a line for when he got stuck
was
in the
The
thing?
Simpsons, actually.
I thought so.
Don't
Right?
tickle me. My belly's full of
and I'm
chocolate.
saying you've totally elaborated my point, because I bet you when you go into B&H, which you guys are very passionate about,
Great customer
and you walk
service.
in there and you're like, yeah, exactly. You're like, I'm looking for this lens. Dude will be like, okay, what kind of camera you have? Blah blah. Here, let me walk you through. And the, homeboy is like, like well versed on the camera, and equipment, and everything. They totally help you out, and it's like that's why they're doing really well. I guarantee you.
Great customer service too. I've had to do a couple returns and things like that via the phone, and they're pretty Johnny on the spot. I always liken this to theaters, to movie theater going experience, right? The theater experience is desperately trying to evolve, and the ones that I think are doing really successful at it is a lot of the theater chains here have moved over to reserve seating, right, which is a step.
It's amazing, yeah.
Vastly
seating?
Great. Comfortable seating. But the ones that I think are doing it right are the Alamo Drafthouse, because they're realizing that they're like, this is less about a movie-going experience, more about a community experience, an experience where you can come and feel like you're being around other people and still get a decent meal, although the wings definitely, we got to talk to them about the wings.
I mean, we've tried repeatedly, but...
Wings not great, but the experience overall I like a lot, because I'm like, oh, this is cool. This is something unique, and we can come, and it's kind of a more party environment. So I dig it. Tim doesn't like it, but I dig it.
Tim and Kevin hate it.
Biggest flip flopper in the entire world.
What are you talking about?
He's on my side though. He's flopped to my side, so I'm all about it.
Alamo.
Flopped on your side. So.
Wait. Well, I criticize Alamo. I don't think they're perfect.
You're not down with Alamo?
But what I'm saying is, I like what they're trying to do. I like that they're going, hey, guess what? We're gonna show fucking crazy ass movies here every once in a while, and we really care about films, and we're gonna show films that are brand fucking new, and we're also gonna have a Ghostbusters night.
That's the thing about it for Alamo that I don't think I've ever really expressed well enough in what we talk about. Is I think there's the reserve seating, there's the food, there's the drink and all that. But why I think I'm so loyal to them is the fact that they have a victory program that actually does get me free tickets and rewards. I am the guy who goes for Terror Tuesday or Monster Squad or some weird off movie
like Ghostbusters together
that nobody would see there. And like they come out and they give an introduction, they talk, and you are around. Like when I went and saw Love Actually there, and they handed out like the Love Actually faces, and you're there with other Love Actually fans, and it's like it's so goofy and stupid, but it does make it feel like, oh man, I'm around friends in this thing. It is a community thing. Yeah,
it's community, and I think, and this is weird. I mean, I often think about this, and I'm like, I wonder if a lot of these places are going to have an upswing because of everyone's so disconnected these days, right? Like I wonder if, because everyone's sort of like ordering everything at home and not necessarily needing to leave, if they're yearning for places like this where like, I kind of just do want to go out and find other people like me IRL where I can talk to and be around them, because we are kind of a tribal people. We do need each other, whether we like to admit that or not. And that's why I respond very well to Alamo, because I walk in and I'm like, this is film fucking nerd central. These are my people. This is not a movie theater. This is a fucking church.
And the whole staff is like that. It's not just like, it's not a gimmick. Like, I mean, you'll be sitting at the bar and all of a sudden you get in a conversation about like, Hitchcock movies or something. And the dude's like having an engaged conversation with like intelligent opinions and stuff. And you like move on to other movies.
Dude, the one here has a movie rental.
The bartenders here know about like really nerdy movies. This is so awesome.
And it's the care of the pre-show stuff that is like,
curated.
Somebody went through and curated this, 20-minute clip reel that isn't fucking, hey, I'm Maria Menounos, and here I'm on the set of fucking TBS's new show with Ted Danson. Who the fuck cares about him?
Ted Danson. Fuck it, I love Ted Danson.
I love Ted Danson too.
Is good. The Good Place is good.
That's true. I don't know, but I think about that a lot too, and I think that might be. I mean, obviously it's bar 101.
And that's the whole thing, is it all speaks back to why chains are struggling, why retail is struggling, but why somebody like Alamo Drafthouse isn't. They're expanding
or like
and going crazy.
In-N-Out. A place like In-N-Out still just further expanding, just doing better.
There's another In-N-Out here.
As there should be.
They opened another In-N-Out in Daly City. It's crazy. Like,
gangbusters,
walking distance from the other one.
A perfect example, right? It was exactly what you're talking
about. Service there is
amazing.
amazing.
You're in a line and you're like, fuck, this line's really long, and some poor kid is walking up taking orders, and by the time you get there, you're fucking done.
No, and that's true. Like In-N-Out service and the workers there compared to any fast food around here is night and day, and they get paid for it too.
Yeah,
they get In-N-Out
benefits, right?
In-N-Out's paid way more than the other fast food things.
Think about it. When's the last time you had a really bad customer service experience at In-N-Out?
Never. I don't think.
Never have.
I've been there my whole life.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Clearly. But no, that's what makes things stand out. And I think we're back to what we're talking about too, just the fact that why craft cocktail and smaller bars are able to do this is because you go in there and you have this experience. It's why, as much as we'll give them shit or whatever, but when we go to like an artisanal restaurant and they tell you all this stuff, like, oh, and this was sourced from this, and this oyster's from this. His name was Charlie, and the guy who caught him lost his wife 10 years ago, but he's been, you know what I mean? Like, they go in that whole...
The menu says bread pudding, but it's actually more of a gelée. So you have to forgive us, it's a bit of a misnomer.
But it is the same thing of like, holy, like when we go to State Bird, right? State Bird is like, holy shit, you care about everything you're doing, and I can have a conversation with you.
You feel like you're at a friend's house.
And it's not a San Francisco thing. Like Jen and I eat out and go to a lot of cool places, right? I think our favorite dining experience ever is Joe Beef up in Montreal, which is hard to get a reservation. And when you get in, it is like just 2 super small rooms, candlelit. The menu is just written on a chalkboard. You go through and you sit down, and like when the wait staff comes over, it's like we're their only table. It's like, hey, and she's like, what do you guys want to spend for wine tonight? You give her oh, okay. She comes back with it, and she has a story for every bottle of wine and what this should be. And we were there for like 3 or 4 hours, right? Just drinking and eating and having such a great time.
Tim's rolling his eyes.
It's just so I'm all about the experience. Like my favorite bar in San Francisco is Local Edition.
Yeah.
Not because of the drinks and stuff, because I would never know. I don't think I've ever had one because I've had to wait so long. To get there, to get one.
Sick burns.
Just they commit to the theme and they commit to it being an experience so much that I'm like, I do enjoy that a lot. But yeah, I just don't ever go there planning to drink. If I was going to
that's fair too. Like but you're getting yourself into that, right? And again, coming back to me, like it's not fair for me to say this is my expectation of what this night's going to be and try to apply that to some place that's clearly trying to go their own way. I get that, and plus, again, I'm not a huge cocktail fan, so like me going there and be like, why can't I get a Bud Light real fast? It's like, come on, dude, you're in the wrong fucking place.
Do you know that he'll drink Coors Light on ice?
Yeah,
it's good. It's a craft cocktail. Try it.
Hashtag advanced mixology.
Yeah, there is a bar though that you went to once with me. That I would say in terms of drinks is my favorite in San Francisco, which is the Forgery.
Yeah. Oh right,
that's a good spot. Yeah,
I love it because it's the exact opposite of what we're talking about. I mean, it's a craft cocktail place, and it is an experience in the sense of they wear the funny clothes and all that stuff. But the drinks are phenomenal, and you never have to wait because there's no one there. Like I'll be surprised that place.
A lot of it's
stays
about
around
just
so
like
long.
we were talking about operations. The way you want to run your place is make it easy to drink, easy to spend money.
Yeah,
and you're saying Alamo. The reason why I think Alamo does it so well is like you're sitting in there. It's a good part of the movie. You're like, oh shit, I just killed my beer.
Yeah, I mean,
you're like, I want another beer, but fuck, it's like, it's a shootout of this action movie, and all of a sudden, the server comes by. Just care for another beer? You're like, yes, I will. I would love another beer, and send me out to order flatbread.
Yeah, thank you very much. So there's amazing truffle pop.
They make it so easy.
We even talked about it last time you were in town. You, me, and Sin ended up at where it was PCH. Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
that bartender or the bar off of Union Square down there, right to the right of where Kevin got married. If you're coming out the front door,
yeah.
And that place was awesome. It was small. They had great cocktails, and to set the stage for everybody, I introduce Erick Castro, of course, is world famous bartender all the time, right? And I think for most people, that's a joke to them. Maybe they don't understand if that's a real thing.
I know my friends who watch this are going to give me shit about,
it's fine.
Bartender. We
go into this bar. We sit down at this bar. It's me, Eric, and Sin. You've been there earlier in the night, but you liked it so much we came back. We all sit down, and they bring over napkins, and they give me and Sin paper napkins, and they give Eric a linen. And I was like, they put it down and like walked in. I was like, oh, well, la-di-da. And I was making a joke about it. And you picked it up. He's like, yeah, it's just this thing if they know you're in the industry. And it was monogrammed EC. They have all these napkins back there for anybody who walks in and like they know. Like that's
what
like
the hell?
That was a nice touch, dude.
The hospitality, the respect of the industry.
That is
like
a great sign.
It's one of those things where I love going out with you and experiencing it. And you've obviously, I think you were there right as I think Colin and I crossed over into the fact of like, oh, like we're not kids anymore and we can go out to these kind of places and we do want to go to nicer restaurants and doing all this different stuff. But to go in there and like just from afar, but then also get a little bit of a peek behind the curtain with you. Yeah. The way everyone in your industry treats each other is so heartwarming, let alone the way they treat customers. And the way that I feel like there's places I'll go to, and I'm not talking about food or restaurant, but other businesses where I just feel out of place and they're not welcoming and they're not helpful and you just want to go away.
Sometimes they're aggressively not helpful.
Right. Whereas this, when you go into a nice cocktail bar and it literally is like, what do you guys want? I don't know. What do you like? You know what I mean? Hold on. And there's one up in Montreal that was the same way, which I think I've told you about it. I don't know the name off the top of my head, but it's in an old bank vault. Where you walk in and like this door pulls back and you go into, it's not a bank vault. It's just
Scrooge McDuck's
hit him between. Shut up. I'm kidding. No Scrooge McDuck. Wouldn't that be awesome though if there was?
I do need to watch the new.
But you go behind this thing. You go.
Really good.
It's called McDuck's.
You go into this. You go into this hole in the wall, hidden behind a wall thing, right? And there's 15, 20 seats there. And me and Jen went in there. We like heard it was there. We didn't know much about it though. Went in there, sat down. This woman comes over. She's like, "Hi, I'll be your bartender tonight." And she's the only person working. And she leaves the bar to come over and talk to you. And she's like, "Well, we don't have a classic menu. Like I can make you something if you want, like an old fashioned or whatever. But like, what do you like? And let me try to make a drink based on that. And it's just 15 or 20 people, so she can give that personal service to every. It was amazing, and it's like such a great experience.
And I bet you tips wise, she's probably killing it.
Yeah, of course.
Because I'm telling you, it's like she's bringing together like awesome service, not only, but also tailor made service that's specific to you.
Yeah,
and also just like hospitality, where it's in creating community. It's like all these places and all these businesses in the future. If you can create that, you're gonna kill it.
Right.
You're gonna kill it.
So now, talk to me then about Bartender at Large. It's a documentary you made.
Yeah.
It's another one of those things that Erick Castro hits you up for anything. He's like, hey man, giant shit-eating grin. I'm gonna make a movie. And I was like, what? You don't know make a movie? And then here we are. Your movie's won all these awards. It's out now. People can finally get it. What is Bartender at Large?
So we filmed a documentary on documenting craft cocktails across the U.S. Where it's like, we were talking earlier how like New York and San Francisco, LA, all these places like obviously have great cocktail bars, cocktail scenes, but now we're at the point where like I'm like you're in Knoxville, you're in fucking Plano, Texas, and you're going to a bar and they have like fantastic cocktails. We're at the point now where the cocktail has like re-permeated the U.S. culture for the first time in the last like 50 years, like proper cocktails.
And so what I loved about the base of the documentary, because I saw it when you came through and did the showing at the Alamo, and I've talked to you obviously for what feels like years about it. Yeah, but it was the idea that you're like, yeah, so cool. I'm gonna go to what is it like? It was 16
to like Boise. You
just went to random cities places, that you're like, there's something cool going on here, and I want to show it. And you drove across the country, right? Yeah. Insane.
Yeah, it's really crazy, man. Especially when you consider
you're running 2 bars at the time. You decided to do this.
I have absolutely no background in film whatsoever.
Yeah. How does it all start? Like, where's the idea start?
It was like really it's like it's something that almost happened. It was like an idea I've been trying to make happen for like 6 years. And it's like I was kind of pushing for it, and I'm actually glad it didn't happen until it happened. But I was pushing it. Almost had it with did it with my last job, and they were like, no, legalities. It's not going to work. Then I almost found another sponsor with a bourbon company. Talks go on for like 6 months, 9 months, falls apart. And finally, in the last talks with another company, like in 2015, it fell apart. We're like, fuck it. You know what? If we're going to do it, we just have to do it ourselves. Because also it's like all the liquor companies, they wanted to like control the message.
Yeah.
Like, oh, cool.
They want to use it as a big promo for whatever you're doing. That's
we
not
have used blah, blah, blah. Right? Yeah.
And it turns into a commercial. And it's just crap. So we were kind of like, you know what? Like, I studied journalism in college. I'm like, man, if we're going to do this the right way, we got to do it on our own.
Objective.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm talking about, right? When I go back to it, it's like my brain always says, you're going to do something, you got to do it perfect, right? But that's not necessarily the quickest path to making something or to having something be a success, right? Because more often than not, what I've noticed in myself is that I get tripped up in making everything the best it could possibly be, so I never actually do the thing that I wanted to do, which is why part of the reason why I wanted to do stand-up is because I was like, there's no excuse, so you just get up there and go do it.
When's your next stand-up?
Tim's getting drunk.
Oh, great.
I was supposed to have one. I was supposed to have a
Gia running here to pick you up as usual?
No, man, I'm meeting her downtown for Macklemore tonight.
Oh, Macklemore, right.
Yeah. Macklemore's going to be a little bit more fun than he would have been.
Yeah.
No, I had a showcase on Tuesday, but unfortunately there's some fires in Napa and it got canceled. Yeah. So I don't know when the next thing I have is, but that was kind of a fun exercise.
That's super cool that you're doing that.
You got to see him do it.
Oh, it's a blast. It's really weird. But it's a blast because I knew going in that I'm like, I don't really know anything about this, and it's just gonna be like fucking let's try it, right?
I dig that, man. I dig it.
Nick 5 years ago would have been like, I need to read books on this. I need to prep for this. I need to make sure this never happens. Like, like that would have been my mentality. I need to make sure I just prepare for this so much that I get in my own way and I put all these stumbling blocks in front of me and all these fucking walls and that's so anti like creative, right? Sometimes creative, you go, I'm inspired by this thing. Let's go do it. And then just the act of doing it starts this ball rolling, and then you start to build some momentum, and then you're like, oh, now I'm kind of addicted to this, and then you learn what you need to learn to get it going, right? And that's not to say that I'm an accomplished stand-up, but I'm already better than I was 6 months ago, for sure.
That's awesome, man. I love it.
Yeah. Do I think I could win a competition? No, not right now. But if I keep going, that's the goal, right? And that's the same thing with your filmmaking, right? Like, I haven't seen Bartender at Large yet. I'd like to see it at some point.
Yes. Oh, I forgot you didn't come out that night. Yeah.
I did not come out that night. I'd like to see it at some point.
You can get it now. Where?
At bartenderatlarge.com.
There it is.
Just name your price.
Oh shit! Okay.
If you want to pay
price will be
$69, go for it.
No sponsors. Give them a lot of money.
If you want to pay $100, feel free. Really, it's just 99 cents. Yeah, you can pay whatever you want.
That's great,
dude. It's worth it too. And that was the thing. So I want to get back to how it all started. But you're like, I'm making a movie. I'm doing this documentary. You were asking us all these questions about YouTube and these things, and then we give a little bit of feedback that we knew at the time.
We made it with 3 people. Like,
and it was
really all the
great. That's all you
and
need.
it was that thing as somebody who watches a lot of documentaries. I've seen a lot of bad documentaries, right? Especially about things I care about. So I was like, I don't know where. And we went to watch that at Alamo. And when it finished, I came up to you. I was like, dude, this was like legitimately awesome. Like, this is not me blowing smoke. Like, this movie is fucking really good. And like, you have a narrative through it. You have like, so you talk about wanting to do it. When you finally get like, all right, we're gonna do it. Did you think, all right, cool, I'm gonna get 2 cameras and like go fucking do this? Like, I fucking run a YouTube business. I wouldn't know how to start a movie.
No, well, really, what happened was one of my bartenders at Polite Provisions was he just graduated from film school.
Oh, perfect.
So he was hungry and he's like, let's do something. And I was like, fuck it, all
That's
right.
all you need, man.
We got our 2 like little Canon Rebels, our little T4i.
That's all you need. Those are great cameras.
Happen, right?
Me and Nick were just talking today. The portrait mode in the iPhone, I guess it's iPhone 7s and above.
Yeah.
I thought it was just gimmicky because I've seen Apple talk about it, and I still have a 6. And then Barbara showed me pictures she took with it, and I was like, this is unbelievable. And I was just watching video today of the new one and the video footage of I'm like, this looks like DSLR.
Yeah. If you want,
that looks like Canon T4i.
If you
quality.
wanted to, and I wouldn't recommend it, but if you wanted to shoot a documentary on those, you absolutely could, and it would
100%.
probably be largely the interview portion, at least anything that's static would probably be indistinguishable from shooting with one of the cameras that we're shooting with right now.
Fun police are showing up. We're having too much fun.
Police, man.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and there are no excuses, and that's what I've been really fascinated with myself and over the last few years after starting this business.
How many are there?
Something horrible is happening. That's a long one.
I hope it's not a fire.
I've never even heard that before.
Joey, is the Ghostbusters outside? What is happening?
I'm pretty sure that's like an Italian police car.
I was gonna say, it's so bad the Europeans have come to help us.
It's Interpol or something's coming to help us out.
Wow.
Sweet Jesus.
That was ridiculous.
What do you know about it, Andy?
I mean, nothing I can say on the show.
Come try this drink.
Yeah.
No.
Come try it.
No, but that's awesome, by the way. I mean, so that's long story short is like there's. I think that I've always noticed that the desire to do something is the most important tool at your disposal.
Yeah.
Right. Everything else can be figured out because all production is just creative problem solving anyway. Right.
Yeah. Really.
The more people that you can arm, of course, that understand how a camera works, like obviously you're going to be better off. But if you have people that are super hyped and have a great work ethic and are motivated to succeed, you will find a way to do it.
Because you can't motivate unmotivated people.
No, I have plenty. I have
it's at your peril.
many friends that are super talented. That have not done some of the things that they want to do because they just can't find that motivation in themselves, right? Or because they're, obviously got other things going on in their lives. But yeah, if you finding a super hungry guy that just graduated from film school is like, that's fucking
perfect,
awesome,
man.
That's great.
And I'll say the one thing is like by filming it with just 3 of us, it worked really well in our favor because there's no room for error. Like we need 3 people to film, so you can't fucking forget anything.
Yeah.
Like if you forget like gaffer tape or extension cords or something, you're screwed. So like it made us really stick to like. There's a book I really like called the Checklist Manifesto.
Okay.
Written by what's it? I forget his
Don't
name.
look it up. Don't worry.
Joe, give me a look up.
Yeah.
Checklist Manifesto.
Author.
Atul Gawande, I think's his name. Anyway, but the whole book is basically about like stick to the script, dude. Like just by everybody going through like communicating with each other, you can avoid so many headaches. So it's like we kind of went through like you got this, you got that, and I feel like in the end, I mean, the next project
You're right.
probably gonna have
Atul Gawande.
Yeah.
She's a big fan of them.
Yeah, it's an awesome book, man.
Her,
and
she says a lot.
Yeah, right on. Yeah. And the next one we do, next project, we're kind of actually already starting to put this together, the sequel, and that's actually probably gonna have a bigger crew. But
yeah,
we're gonna
sure.
take, like you said with IGN, we're taking everything we learned from that and applying it to the next one. It's gonna be that much better.
That's great. I mean, again, documentary film crews these days don't have documentary film crews have never had to be huge. You really only need a producer, a camera op, and someone who can run sound. Somebody has to run sound.
You need someone to do sound.
Yeah, like there's a baton. Everyone always asks me advice like, "Oh, what should I like?" What I'm like, get a good sound guy because the image.
That was our mistake.
Oh, we gotta get a good sound guy.
Audio and video need to match, or else the quality it will look like shit. You can look as good as you want.
Prettiest shot you want, but if it sounds like
the whole
shit,
thing is like, psst,
yeah.
I
would argue that you could actually,
15 cop cars roll by in the middle of a conversation.
Well, welcome to our garbage truck. But I would argue that sound is more important than visuals when you're coming to like a lot of things. Because a lot of people, as long as there's a visual through line of like, okay, this is the style of this, a lot of people will I would think they'll forgive that as long as you can actually hear what people are saying 100%. In a clear and concise way, especially for a documentary. But that's awesome, man. Yeah, I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, it's super cool, man.
I gotta watch Grease 2 first because Joey fucking shamed me about that this morning. So maybe I'll watch
I argued with her on Twitter about it once.
Joey, do you want to come on?
Grease 2? Not that bad. I like it.
Not that bad.
You know what it is, though? Here's what it is.
That's
it's like
Scarpino statement.
Grease 1 is so
good. It's a fucking classic.
Yeah.
Grease 2 was a money grab.
Movies ever made.
Really?
Yeah, which says
Grease
something.
is the word.
Grease 2 is a money grab. I'm just putting that out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it worked. I liked it.
Grease is so good and here's I think why I like it so much. I hadn't really watched it all the way through until maybe a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Like, I think I watched as a kid, whatever, when people put on. But I kind of wrote it off like, oh, corny musical, whatever, corny musical. And finally, my wife was like, oh, you got to watch it. And enough people told me it was good. So I sat down and watched it and was like, this is filmmaking at its finest.
I've seen the light.
Within that next week, I think I watched it like 3 or 4 times.
Oh, yeah, man.
And it kind of became one of those things where me and my wife would come home after maybe a few drinks and just throw it on. And you're like, oh.
It's a classic. It's a classic.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Click here to watch another episode of the Game Over Greggy Show. Click here to subscribe. Click here to go over and support us on Patreon. Remember, every buck helps. Click down here for whatever cool Greg wants to send you today. I hope it's rap music.